Have you ever wondered what would happen if dreams became a playground for not just imagination, but also high-stakes heists and mind-bending adventures? Enter Inception, Christopher Nolan's sci-fi masterpiece that took us on a thrilling journey through the world of dream-sharing technology. Now, over a decade later, the question lingers, is it time for Inception 2? In this video, we'll delve into the potential of a sequel, the reasons behind Christopher Nolan's reluctance, and the tantalizing prospect of a fresh perspective shaping the dreamscape. What if someone else could unlock the untapped potential of this cinematic universe? Let's dive into the dream within a dream and imagine the possibilities. How about we mix things up for an Inception sequel? We could use a different director instead of Christopher Nolan and switch up the lead actor. Maybe give it a fresh take on the whole dream-sharing concept. The first Inception from 2010 was a sci-fi masterpiece, no doubt, but there's still a ton of untapped potential in that dreamy world. Let's explore new angles without Leo and Nolan steering the ship. The original was all about this mind-bending heist to plant an idea, but there's a whole universe of possibilities waiting to be explored beyond that one plot. Inception takes us on a spy adventure, weaving a personal tale around Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Dom Cobb. He's given the chance to reunite with his kids through one last shared dream heist inception. The movie wraps up with an enigmatic touch. Cobb is back with his children, but we're left hanging, unsure if it's still a dream. The ending hits the sweet spot for the narrative, making us ponder whether Cobb's reality matters as long as it feels real to him. Doing a direct sequel with Cobb would spoil the magic of that ending because it hinges on us not knowing what really happened to him. Imagine an Inception sequel that dives into the vast realm of dream sharing, offering endless possibilities. Instead of sticking to the same old genre and vibe, passing the baton to a fresh creative team could breathe new life into the universe without messing with the original story. Fun fact, Christopher Nolan initially toyed with the idea of making Inception a horror flick. Now, picture letting wildly different filmmakers, say Guillermo del Toro or Ari Aster, go wild with that concept, opening the door to a seriously nightmarish twist. But hey, the genre doesn't have to be all spooky. Inception's concept is like a blank canvas. Could be a deep psychological dive, a love story, or even an all-out comedy. The dream-sharing universe is wide open. Why Inception 2 should shake things up? Taking a cue from successful sequels like James Cameron's Aliens, which flipped the script from Ridley Scott's original Alien, Inception 2 could benefit from a whole new creative vision. This approach minimizes comparisons to the first movie, letting audiences experience it fresh and as its own beast. The trend of anthology storytelling, thriving on TV with shows like Black Mirror and Inside Number 9, suggests that Inception 2 could set a cinematic precedent. Imagine a world where different storytellers take a crack at Inception's mind-bending concept. No need for a connecting actor or a thread between films, just the excitement of seeing big-name directors and stars explore the limitless potential of dream sharing. It's a tantalizing prospect that could redefine the sequel game. The story that Christopher Nolan and Leonardo DiCaprio tell in Inception should be left alone. However, the world that Nolan developed is still filled with possibilities, which other perspectives could unlock. Dom Cobb's dream heist may have come to its natural conclusion, but the potential of Inception has barely been tapped yet. Why Christopher Nolan passed on Inception 2? The idea of an Inception sequel never materialized, and there are a couple of solid reasons for that. First off, the story in Inception feels complete, especially when it comes to Cobb's journey. The movie's famously open-ended conclusion doesn't scream sequel, and it seems like Inception was always intended to be a standalone tale. It works so well on its own, sparking endless discussions without the need for a follow-up. Then there's the fact that, for Nolan, just writing Inception was no walk in the park. Crafting that mind-bending script took him over a decade, navigating through the intricacies of its confusing plot. Pulling it off on time and under budget is practically a filmmaking miracle. Nolan's commitment to getting the story right over those 10 years is a clear signal that the idea of tackling a second Inception film was likely off the table, partly because it would be an incredibly draining undertaking. Why Nolan steers clear of sequels to originals. Christopher Nolan is a bit of a maverick in the film industry when it comes to sequels. Unlike many directors who might entertain the idea of revisiting their successful creations, Nolan has never hinted at a return to the world of Inception for a sequel. From what we can gather, it seems that Inception stands alone, and there's no indication of a second chapter in the works. This aligns with Nolan's general approach. Despite the immense success of his films, he's not one to delve into sequels. Sure, there's the exception of the Dark Knight trilogy, which he helmed from 2005 to 2012. However, even with that iconic series, there were whispers that Nolan wasn't overly keen on returning for The Dark Knight Rises and might have been ready to move on. Generally speaking, Nolan tends to pour his creative energy into a single project rooted in an original script, and then sets his sights on the next without dwelling too much on the past. Nolan's plate is full of diverse projects. Christopher Nolan hasn't been twiddling his thumbs after Inception. In fact, he's been on a cinematic marathon. Following Inception's release in 2010, Nolan wrapped up his Batman saga with The Dark Knight Rises. Then came Interstellar, a space epic about saving humanity from Earth's demise. Shifting gears in 2010, Nolan dove into the war genre with Dunkirk, providing a multifaceted view of a crucial evacuation. Tenet, Nolan's next venture, brought his signature time-bending touch to the spy thriller genre. Now he's gearing up for Oppenheimer, a deep dive into the real-life story of the creator of the atomic bomb. With these ambitious projects in the pipeline, it's no wonder Nolan hasn't been itching to revisit the dream-sharing world of Inception. His plate is full, and he's diving headfirst into fresh, compelling narratives. The possibility of an Inception 2 without Nolan. While the idea of an Inception sequel may not be on Christopher Nolan's radar, the rich sci-fi universe he crafted leaves the door wide open for exploration. The concept of delving into people's dreams offers endless narrative possibilities beyond the original heist setup. However, the key might be to forge ahead with Inception 2 without Nolan at the helm. With Dom's story neatly concluded, a fresh narrative can unfold, and there's no necessity for Nolan to be the storyteller this time around. The dream-sharing world is ripe for new perspectives, and another creative mind could steer the ship into uncharted dreamscapes. The challenge of following Nolan's Inception. Handing over the reins of Inception to another filmmaker is undoubtedly a daunting task, especially considering Christopher Nolan's unique touch. Yet, history has shown that it's not impossible to create successful sequels to iconic sci-fi films helmed by legendary directors. Alien and Blade Runner, for instance, saw impressive follow-ups that garnered praise despite not being directed by Ridley Scott. Inception's intricate world building and the deep understanding fans have developed over a decade make it seem like a missed opportunity to confine the story to a single movie. While it's understandable if Nolan is hesitant to let go of his brainchild, there's a possibility of finding another filmmaker who can honor the world he created. The dream-sharing universe might just be ripe for a new visionary to explore its uncharted territories. And that's that for today's video, folks. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Also, don't forget to comment below to let us know which things impressed you the most. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.